And welcome back. Well, the people walking down the aisle at this fashion show, the runway, aren't your typical models. They're survivors of domestic abuse and sexual assault, and they're being honored for their courage and resilience to share the message there is hope. The event is called Hope Shining Blue, and it's happening again this year on Denim Day, which is April 24th.
Over the last 5 years, it has grown in popularity so much that they have moved to a larger venue. It is now at the Eagles Ballroom this year. And here to tell us all about it are Sharain Horn with Aurora Healing and Advocacy Services, along with Samantha Collier. She is a survivor advocate and the Thrive honoree this year. Great to see you, ladies.
Glad to be here.
Being here. Let's talk a little bit, Sharain, about the healing and advocacy services that you provide for survivors of abuse, from the point of crisis all the way through lifelong recovery.
That's correct. So we have our hotline where people can call and get help. They can call for a loved one, to ask questions about what the services are that we have. And then we certainly have our crisis intervention, forensic nursing care at our hospital locations. And then another huge part of our program is our long-term counseling.
Important, that part of it.
Very.
All those pieces really seem to address the entire person, which I always think is so important. For you, Samantha, you're a survivor yourself.
I am.
Talk a little bit about how the services with Aurora Healing Center have really kind of helped you in your journey to healing.
Well, first I just want to say thank you for having us on again this year for Sexual Assault Awareness Month. Starts today. As far as the Healing Center and the services that I used, I went to counseling with them, several sessions with Marianne, which really helped me just be around a safe space. I felt so open, so warm, and from that point I was able to open up and be a better me. So their services really helped me pilot some different things in my life, like starting Team Teal 365, my own org. Being at the Healing Center amplified that for me.
And you've come such a long way in your own healing journey. Is it important then now, do you feel, to give back to others who've experienced the same type of trauma that you've been through? Oh
yeah, for sure. I like to say, Molly, my story is so many people's stories. So being able to be visible for the invisible and bring a voice to the unspeakable is like something that I'm very grateful and thankful to do, because that's a big part of it. Just reaching back and making sure another survivor finds a way to thrive, no matter what that new beginning is.
Absolutely. We've both been to the event. It's such an inspiring one. Talk a little bit about what people will see the day of and the survivors on the runway. I just think it's such a motivational, life-changing event.
Yeah, so it is a really motivational event, a very positive event, as Samantha can speak to. And you really get to see how survivors go from being victims of violence to really moving towards surviving and thriving in their journey. So it's really motivational, very positive event. I
mean, so many people come and talk to us on the Morning Blend about a fundraising event, different things that they have going on in the community. And often they have a difficulty getting people to join in and be part of it. You guys, on the other hand, it seems that you sell out every year. And so you've moved to the Eagles Ballroom, hoping that you can now include more people who want to be there. Is this an important step, do you think, for you guys as an organization and an event?
Yes, this is huge, because we do sell out, and always in April when we talk about the event, we're usually sold out by now. So to still have tickets and seats and room for people who want to come and enjoy it, those tickets are available, and we are so happy to be able to offer more space and to allow people to really get to experience the event.
Great. I feel like with the Me Too movement, a lot of people are coming out, they're voicing their stories a little bit more readily. Do you see this inspiring that and that being a part of what's really changed in the last few years for this event?
Absolutely, and I know Samantha and I were talking about that when you have events like this, we often get to hear people's stories. So people that are sitting in the audience, not ever having disclosed, will say after this event, you know, that was me also.
Gives them courage.
Definitely gives them courage and brings a voice.
What about the hotline? How important is that to you in reaching people who need a way to make maybe even that first connection?
It is huge. So we have a 24/7 hotline where people can call, they can ask questions. It's a confidential hotline. They're not committed to sharing information or coming in for services, but they can find information about what's available and when they're ready. And that's the message we always say: when they're ready, we're here for them.
Donor support's obviously a huge thing. I know know, at the event, you know, that's a time when a lot of people donate, but what services does the money go towards? I know you mentioned a few earlier.
Sure. So the money helps support many things in our program. One is our emergency fund, so that we can help people when they come in following a sexual assault. We often take clothing. And we'd like to be able to always give people brand new clothing so that when we take their things, they have something new to walk away with. Emergency transportation. Help to get to a safe place if they don't have one. So all of those things are what that funding supports.
That's great.
Yeah, in terms of advocacy for you, Samantha, you're going to be honored this year, which is fantastic. That Thrive Award is a big deal. Yeah, and I feel like that has a lot of meaning for you, especially because you've not just been through so much, but like we said earlier, you're also now helping others.
Yeah, I'm very honored, very grateful to be the Thriver of the Year. The work that I do is a lot of giving back. This week alone is our annual Paint the City Teal Day event, so just being able to bring awareness to teal, bring awareness to the survivors, the 1 in 3 women, the 1 in 6 men, just let them know they're not alone and let them know that it's a journey, you know, and to continuously keep going back to that place and being stronger and also grabbing somebody and bringing them with you, because that's really the biggest thing why being a Thriver is so honoring to me, is because other people can thrive through just you being visible.
Absolutely. I know one of the messages that you share is consent, and that important need to let people know consent is necessary. Oh yeah, because without it, there is no go. And so many of our people, young and old, they don't understand the purpose of consent. It's not a drunken consent. It's not an intoxicated consent. It's not a coerced consent. It's a solid yes, or it's always no. And I think that needs to be across the board. Yeah, I agree. So Wednesday, April 24th, also Denim Day, is when Hope Shining Blue is this year at Eagles Ballroom. If people go to this website, you can get tickets and more information. It's happening from 5 to 10 p.m. that evening. It's give.aurora.org/Hope Shining Blue. Do you know the cost of a ticket to the event? Yes, the cost of a ticket is $125. Okay. And again, the majority of the funds for any money raised go directly towards serving survivors, which I think is really important for people to know. And it's a great event. Yeah, it is. And we're so excited that you're being honored this year. Thank you for sharing it with us. Thank you. We hope it sells out, even though it's much bigger. It will. Yeah, thanks, ladies. Thank you. Thank you.